Greetings, ins and yangs. Here is my another diecast review, and this time it is Outward signature grade 1 to 18 scale Lamborghini Sesto Elemento, which I hopefully pronounced properly. And this is very special model, I think, because in Lamborghini Ultra Limited Hypercar series, it is the only car that has two cylinders inferior to that V12 glorious V12's siblings, including Xi'an, Veneno, Centenario, and Reventon, which I have already reviewed it. And Sesto Elemento's engine is derived from Lamborghini Gallardo LP 570-4 Superleggera, and this particular model, Sesto Elemento, is very famous, or should I say infamous, for the obsession to use carbon fiber anywhere. It's more convenient to say or mention what is not made of carbon fiber. Its chassis, whole bodywork, suspension, drive shaft, wheels, they are all made of carbon fiber. Hence the name Sesto Elemento, which means the sixth element. And you may or may not know that in periodical table there is carbon in sixth position. So I think it's very good naming for this radical carbon fiber machine. Some cars may boast themselves to have a seat that was made of carbon fiber, but in this Sesto Elemento, they don't have what is conventionally called a driving seat. They just offer a padding on carbon fiber chassis. So, and they also ditched off the traditional dashboard. So, as you can see, there is no such thing as dashboard, and the courtesy of this effort to reduce the weight, it's lighter than already light Superleggera, and it only weighs 999 kilogram, and it's combining its lightweight and 570 horsepower PS and all-wheel drive. It finishes 0 to 62 miles per hour in just 2.5 seconds in 2010. I think it's very ridiculously fast at the time. From this interior view, you can see, as I mentioned earlier, that this car doesn't have what's conventionally called dashboard. They all have naked pure carbon fiber, and from this view you can see how edge or how acute the angle this bonnet are curved like Japanese origami style. And this one reminds me of bow ties when the men wear a tuxedo. This is air outlet, but it looks like bow ties. And from lateral view, you can see there is no such a thing as seat. They just have a soft paddings directly on carbon chassis. And if you close the door, you can see from the posterior view, you can see how radical the carbon fiber we used. And the rear wheel, they are almost open wheel design, and you can directly see the transmission without disassembling anything. And one thing I want to mention is all Sesto Elemento in YouTube video, the real Sesto Elemento, they have transmission painted in black, but I don't know why this diecast model, the transmission cover is painted in red. And these exhaust pipes, it may be the world's most pedestrian unfriendly exhaust. I think if someone is nearby this exhaust pipe, they maybe get very upset because of this loud, unadulterated sound and maybe unpleasant scent from this exhaust pipe. I think it's one of the main reasons why this car is illicit to drive in public road. And lastly, these side mirrors, I think they are the most awkward side mirrors. I think they are inverted. I think this right side mirrors should be on left and the vice versa. And you can see the engine, it is borrowed from LP570-4 Superleggera, and I also had Superleggera diecast, and as I see, they are all identical except the colors. They are red, but in Lamborghini Gallardo they are black. And I have a question. What is this? Why this car have two openings? Maybe one for gasoline, and I don't know what this another one opening is for. They are not hybrid, and I'm wondering why it has two doors, two openings. If you know the answer, please write down in comment section. Then I will give you a heart reaction. And with carbon fiber shell on, you can see the two big air inlets and 10 small air outlets. These 10 hexagonal holes, they stand for V10 engines, and you can see these two giant air intakes. I think it's derived from the form of NACA duct, NACA duct, but they have some design tweaks to match this bow tie design. Yeah. And it's the end of my diecast review for Sesto Elemento, and you can see the exhaust is right behind the engine and it is above the rear light. So as you can see, it is a very aggressive configuration for pedestrian. Another reason why this is illegal to drive on public road is maybe it's because it doesn't have airbag or safety measures. Even though it has seat belts, it doesn't have airbag as far as I know. And you can see the front lip. If this car hits somebody's leg, he might be amputated right just after the crash. It is very pedestrian unfriendly design. And okay, this is the end of Sesto Elemento diecast review, and if you have some question or suggestion, you can freely leave a comment below. Bye.